the first video for Hyrule Castle. It's the final dungeon out of so many dungeons here.
Kind of a mini dungeon, but kind of longer than a mini dungeon, so...
We count it as a
dungeon. Yeah, we count it as a dungeon.
And Hank and I both agree that this is by far the best looking Hyrule Castle
it's just
in a Zelda game.
Beautiful. It's so epic feeling, and just that cinematic right there, just looking up into it. I mean, it's really unbelievable. I kind of wish we would have seen it maybe earlier in the game.
Yeah.
Like, to kind of get that whole feeling throughout, but, like, I mean, it's kind of cool waiting until the very end to show all this stuff.
Yeah, like the entire earlier part of the game, it was covered with that pyramid of Twilight.
Yeah.
So you never got to see a good look at it. And now that you finally do, you're like, whoa.
Yeah. Because, I mean, most Zelda games you think about, like, we usually go to the castle pretty early, like in Link's Past or, Ocarina of Time. So this one, I don't know, it'd be kind of cool to, like, I just think that we didn't do anything until the end of it, and it's kind of really short, in my opinion.
It is. It's not the longest dungeon, of course, but I think...
Guess what? We like this place better than Palace of Twilight.
Yes. Oh, my God. This castle, I mean, it looks like a real castle.
It looks and it feels like a real castle.
Yeah, the Palace of Twilight just literally felt like it was terrible.
There's no royal family there whatsoever. You actually feel like a royal family lives here.
Yeah, if you've listened to our commentary, you know our feelings on the Palace of Twilight.
Like it's definitely the like going along with the epic. It's definitely the biggest castle that we've seen, but the area around the outside is also the biggest. Just the total area that it takes up is just so much bigger than every other one we've been to.
And I like starting out here in this courtyard.
Love it.
To do a lot of the fighting. I feel like any other time when we get to the final dungeon, we just go straight into the castle, straight into the whatever.
And how about the rain too? The rain actually takes you back to Link's to the Past. Like you start the game and you hit the Hyrule Castle and terrain, so it kind of just like a flashback right there.
It is a nice little throwback.
That's how I looked at it.
I agree, and also like there's no music right now.
Ooh, I never noticed that, but that's true.
It just feels ominous right now.
I like that.
Yeah, just a little touch like that just really gives some like weight, I guess.
I never noticed that. That's a really good point, and I do like that. It's just the rain and nothing else.
And it's weird, you've obviously heard us talk about how much we love dungeon themes, but getting to this area where you just hear just the rainfall, the occasional thunder and lightning, it sounds like, and that's it. You're like, that adds more atmosphere, I think, to this area.
It really does. Now this guy right here. Now we actually faced this guy like I don't know 4 or 5. I don't know if it's 5, but like he's always been that guy in the back of that
3.
That humongous giant pig.
Yeah.
I guess, and I think I'm not positive on this, but I think every time you beat him, like his horn kind of comes off, or he loses a little bit of his horn.
But it is cool that it's like he is a recurring mini boss, I guess, for lack of enemy, for lack of a better word. But I also thought this fight against this slow, lumbering guy with a giant weapon.
It's always fun.
Felt like it reminded me of like Iron Knuckles.
I had domination station on this guy, and it always feels good.
Yeah.
And I finally have just an epic beatdown.
Dude,
really.
That backspin attack you have, it's one of the secret
hidden skills. Apparently nobody knows, but the Link from Ocarina of Time teaches you.
It's just those skills come in so handy throughout.
Yeah, that's the only mistake I made right there was flipping to the berry.
Yeah, it wasn't even the enemy that got you.
That's a good point. We were talking about, me and Ray were talking about this before we even started commentary. Is like, this game, those hidden skills throughout, I mean, they really play an advantage throughout the game if you use them correctly.
Yeah, I love using like the shield bash, the finisher.
I like the one like where you jump to the side and do a flip and then swing around.
You nailed him with about 5 times.
Yeah, I think it's just like a habit. I just love that one so much. I just use it all the time.
And I will say, I think this guy's finally done with getting his butt kicked by you.
Now, here's what I don't understand. Like, he sits there and says that he follows the strongest side, but like he doesn't do anything for us like the rest of the game. So like he says that, and then just I know it's at the end of the game, but he says that. And then he just leaves.
Yeah.
It's like, why even say that? Why not just run off like a little beat,
At least he gave you the key, I guess. I mean, after you thoroughly whipped his butt. But yeah,
it took me 5 times.
I know. He was finally tired of...
Although I think the first time we faced him on the Bridge of Eldin, I think he gave us something. I don't remember exactly what it was, though.
It may have been a key again.
It could have been a key. Who knows? He might have gave us a key every single time.
I do think it's kind of cool, though, too, like... Midna comes out of your shadow there, and she's like, "Wait, he spoke?"
Yeah, and like what's really bothering me right now is those pine trees are going to kill the grass below the trees. So like we're going to have a major landscaping problem with these pine trees. Not the best choice of trees in this situation.
No,
but go ahead, back to Zelda.
No, Hick's thinking about his lawn care right now here in the middle of summer, which I can't blame him.
I love I don't know if I already did it. I think I do it right here. Like I use the spin attack on some of these boxes. like, I don't know if I just had a bunch of aggression that I was trying to take out at that time or something, but I don't know.
You shouldn't have too much aggression the way you just handled that.
It felt good. It felt good, man. There, I'm doing like a spin attack for no reason whatsoever right here.
Just make sure you don't forget how to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Like shake the nunchuck to the left.
Yeah,
that's all it was.
Hey, considering I played this on GameCube, I couldn't have even told you that.
It's probably a lot harder on GameCube, to be honest with you.
I just hold B for a second.
I think that's like the whole thing. Like, I think the motion controls on this game were pretty easy.
Oh yeah.
And I think I didn't play on the GameCube, but I think it made it actually easier with all the things you could do in this game. But then Skyward Sword just was so much harder. So I don't know. I think the motion controls were actually good on this one.
Having played a few dungeons on your Wii with the motion controls, I can still say I prefer the regular controller.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you played 90%
Well, you're wrong.
games.
Let's move on. Now, I know one thing that me and Red were talking about. We actually like this outside courtyard area.
For sure.
And like how much we actually spin out in it before we go into Hyrule Castle.
We pretty much spend the first video and a half or so.
Yeah, I think so. First video and a half.
But it is just I mean, I kind of mentioned this a few minutes ago. It is a nice change of pace from other final dungeons. You know?
Yeah, because you usually just like go straight inside or straight into the castle. Now, at the same time, it hasn't had the capabilities that the Wii had. So, actually, GameCube, I guess. But you know, they were just able to do a little bit more things. But I think they nailed this place.
I did too.
Absolutely nailed it.
And I'm a big fan of this side of the courtyard here. We're gonna jump on one of those boards and just have a field.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a clue what those things are called.
It looks like a giant board,
like
of some sort.
Giant boards. Let's go with that for the rest of the commentary.
But I just think it's fun because I don't think we've ever did we ride them at any other point in this game?
Oh yeah, we rode them in a desert area for sure. Going to Arbiter's Grounds.
Oh, that's right, to the end of Arbiter's Grounds.
And I think we have rode them a couple more times, just like in random places. But I know I've been on them in this game like probably 4 or 5 times, just doing whatever.
Yeah, it's a nice change of pace from riding around with Epona, where you have to jump over everything.
Yeah, but those things are so hard to control, though. Yeah. Man. Like, once they get started, you cannot stop them.
Trust me, we see a time or two here in a minute where we find a wall.
Yeah, I just love this area. I love using bomb arrows, like these enemies on the top of like these wooden towers.
Yeah,
I mean that's like a guy's like best dream right there, you know?
And especially considering like you probably at this point, or you should if you've been following along, have like the big quiver. You should have like the the bomb bag upgrades, of course. So it's not like you're wasting anything using the bomb arrows.
Following along, you know we're going to do commentary on the dungeons, right?
That is an excellent point. If you've been following along with someone else's walkthrough, then hopefully you have the big quiver and the big bomb bags.
Now here's my question, like right there, were those giant boars, were those supposed to be caged in? Because there's just like a huge like doorway you can see right here, but they can easily walk out. Yeah. And they're just sitting there like, I don't know, Roger, but we can't get out of here.
They're pretty obedient, I guess.
Yes.
That's the only explanation.
Yeah, that's true. They could be like very obedient. I mean, I never played around or tried to train with these type of animals, so I really don't know.
It's not really in my list of skills. So.
And right there, what I'm trying to do is just knock those things over.
Yeah, because someone's still shooting at you somewhere.
Yeah, they're on top of the wooden tower.
Yeah.
Those things are so hard to control, though.
They are. Because once they get that, like, you get that head of steam going, like the dash or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, they don't stop.
Exactly.
They don't stop until you hit a wall and you nail that wall.
You can't just slow down like you can with Epona.
Yeah. Now here's one thing I like right here, just them bringing back the boomerang from just the previous dungeon and from earlier in the game.
Now I saw. Does this reveal?
Yes, the direction,
the pattern.
Okay. Yeah, because it took me forever to figure out this part. Because when I see 5 things, I'm like, oh well, there's no clue whatsoever. It's just random. You just take your chances and keep on doing it.
Gotcha.
It took me forever to do this.
Okay, I was wondering when I first saw. At first, I thought it was just like a Triforce there on the ground or whatever.
No, it does show you the pattern, but just it's one of those things. Like it's a mechanic. I didn't know that you could like wind up leaves, or if that makes sense. Gust up leaves or whatever. I didn't know you could pull those up.
Yeah, I would have had no clue. When I first saw you doing that, I'm like, what the heck is he doing?
Yeah.
But it is cool, I agree, like, they bring back this puzzle from, like, the very first dungeon. And that is something else I liked about this final dungeon. Yeah. They don't just recycle previous areas. They bring back some previous items and puzzles, but not whole areas like they do with some of the other...
it's just Hyrule Castle and that's it. Like, but a lot of the other games, like the very final dungeon or mini dungeon, like they go through all the parts of the game, and they kind of did switch it up there with the weapons and everything. Yeah,
but at least they kept some of the puzzles. But either way, this wraps up part 1 of Hyrule Castle.